everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Miley and this is my cliff house build. Well, I just named it in Spanish. It's Acantilado. I think that's how you pronounce it. My Spanish is kind of a little rusty, but why did I decide to name it in Spanish when I could just call it the cliffhanger house? Or I mean the cliffhanger house. The cliff house is because I thought it sounded more beautiful in Spanish, even though I can't pronounce it right completely. It just sounds more beautiful in another language all the time. But I would name it, I would put it in my own language, but I can't read or spell in my own language. And guess what? I don't know anybody that even know what cliff is in my language, unless, you know, there's somebody out there that's really ancient and they know my language very well. But anyways, besides the point, we're talking about the build here. As you guys can see, I'm doing the layout of all the rooms. The floor plan, I should say. Here it is. As you guys can see, all the bedrooms are upstairs, so that's why I'm dividing this in. I think every single bedroom has its own bathroom or walk-in closet, of course. When you live in a mansion, you're gonna want to live in a big, a big house. Like, if you know mansions, you know mansions out there that actually have bedrooms that are as big as your house or my house. Like, for us, that's how big their bedrooms are. So that's why I decided to do big bedrooms. And yes, I know what I'm gonna do in them, and you guys will see later. I kind of got the ideas of how to do the bedrooms, and one of my builds I did a while ago is called the Great Mall, and I actually built the like a living space on top of that mall where the family live and run the store. And with that mall, the living space, the bedrooms are pretty big, and they were so beautiful and cute that I decided that I should use that in this build. You guys will see, because if some of you guys haven't seen that build, then you guys will see it in this build, because this build is pretty awesome. I'm just saying. And I was thinking about having a ballroom. I mean, it is still kind of a ballroom, but it's just more modernized for The Sims 4, where it is a dance room instead of a ballroom. So people still come and party and dance in there and all that jazz. But here I decided that I should have chimney, like fireplaces in the house, because I just feel like mansions have that. You know what I mean? I feel like they have that stuff, so it will be more beautiful. You gotta have a fireplace, of course. It's nice and cozy, and because you have a big house, you need a fireplace. I'm not even kidding. And there is like a few fireplaces in this house. I don't know how many yet, because I'm not done with it yet. I'm sorry, guys. Yes, there is a part 3. Some of you guys were like, really, Miley? We've been waiting for this house. It's because last week, Dine Out came out, and I was just too excited. So I made 2 builds for you guys last week. Aren't you guys proud? But anyway, so that's why this week we are back with this house. And as you guys can see, I'm already using the Dine Out stuff right here. What? You guys see my Dine Out review. You guys know I was gonna use some of this stuff. It's because I've been wanting these chairs for a long time, the corner chair thing like that. And yeah, I've been wanting it for a long time, and I was so glad when they brought it in. I was like, yes, I could use this in my mansion. It's a good thing I didn't finish it yet. But anyways, I don't know why I did that. I got the power signal thing when nobody could even see me. But anyways, so when I was building this house, I just imagined this family that come from old money. If you guys don't know what old money is actually people that have money a long time ago, like their great grandpa had the money, made the money, and so it was like passed down to them, you know what I mean? And so I just figured this family was old money, so a lot of their stuff is kind of antique, kind of old and stuff, but then they could try to modernize it a little bit and add some modern stuff, but not go all the way, because they're not really used to it yet, or not trying to get into it. It's not making any sense. So that's what I'm trying to do here. And as you guys can see, these chairs, like the living room, I did it like this, but then and I was like, well, it looks kind of ghetto to have this kind of vintage stuff over here in the corner, and then having the really modern chair, you know, that couch over there. And I was like, this is just so lame. It does not even go. So this set gotta go. So I actually end up changing it later. As you guys can see, like, I took forever. I'm not even kidding. I went back and changed the colors, back and forth. Not even kidding. But some of you guys were like, just stop, you're gonna blow up my ears. I'm sorry. But yeah, I just see that the family that lives in this house come from old money, and so, you know, they like to keep their stuff nice and pretty. So I don't even really have a lot of clutter stuff. Like, usually I put tissue on the table and books and whatever else, but I did it in this house because I feel like, because they are like really neat Sims too, so they actually don't leave that stuff out. They will leave it somewhere, and they need it, they will just go grab it, or they have their butler or their maid get it for them. And yes, I forgot to tell you guys, in my last build, I actually have a servant quarter that is on the right side of the house. When you enter the house, is on the right side. We are not gonna do that today. I did the library, but then I didn't do the servant quarters yet. Servant quarter, if you guys don't know, is just basically where the servants live to help the master of the house take care of the house. If some of you guys don't know what that is basically what it is. That's my understanding of it. If I said it wrong, just correct me. Please don't yell at me. I just can't take it anymore. I'm just kidding. But anyways, so I was just thinking, if I create a family to live in this house and to play it, I would create a maid and a butler. And so yeah, they will live in the servant quarter, and then the family will be like 5 people. I'm not really into odd numbers, but I was like, why don't I just do 5 people? You know what I mean? Like grandpa, of course, grandpa's gonna be in here, and then mom and dad and brother and sister, or 2 brothers or 2 sisters, or, you know, just something like that. Because I just really think that since the house it's just, in my imagination when I was building this, I was like, because the grandpa or dad, because this house is passed down to family, so that's why this house still have some kind of like old school touches in here, like the vintage stuff, is because grandpa is still alive, and then the grandkids are trying to modernize it, you know, trying to change it up a little bit, and then grandpa just let them do certain kind of things to the house, but he's not letting them change it all because he wants them to value the greatness of antiques, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm doing it like this. And so yes, because nowadays if you guys find antique stuff, bam, it costs a lot of money just to get that nice stuff. So grandpa's trying to teach his grandkids that, what am I trying to say? His grandkids, that these stuff are very valuable, and it's not just because they, you know, are worth a lot of money like that vase. It's because of the value of it, you know, to the family. Since it's a lot of family heirlooms and stuff, it can't be replaced or changed, you know, unless something is really super damaged, then yes, throw it out, but it will cost a lot of money to find a replacement. So they kind of just modernize their stuff. And that's what I did. Like that statue, I just figured it's kind of like antique, you know, it's like great grandpa found it like on at sea, you know, like they were going somewhere. That's why I put ships in here too. It's like, I don't know, I just imagine that like their great grandpa, like 6 grandpas ago or something like that, you know, was a pirate. That's just how I see it. Like, he was a pirate, you know, traveling the world. That's why I put a lot of ships. So he was a pirate, and he worked hard, you know, he became captain and all that jazz, and worked hard, fought his battles, and then he finally settled down here, and then he finally, you know, built his home for his family, and keep all his treasures that he found on sea, you know, and all that stuff. So it's like some of these stuff are very valuable to the family because, you know, their great grandpa, like 6 times ago, was a pirate who started from almost nothing, and now look at them. They are like rich family, and they are old money, and so I just thought, put that in mind when I was building this. It's just a story that I always come up with when I'm building. If you guys haven't watched my build, that's what I do. I come up with stories for my builds just to make them more exciting. Like, I really do come up with those stories in my head when I'm building. It's just so I can kind of have a theme in my head when I'm building my houses, is so I know what I'm doing. Because if you don't have a theme in your head, or you don't have any ideas in your head and you just build, I feel like your builds don't have connection, or they don't come to life. If that make any sense to you guys, because that makes sense to me. It's just my opinion. And so yeah, I feel like maybe grandpa 6 times ago, he probably like took some of his ships, like the sail, the wood, and whatever else. He even probably took some of that and put it into the house too, you know what I mean? Because the ship was his home, that was where he was at most of his life. That's where he slept, where he ate. That's where he was with his crew. They were like his family. So I feel like with this house, that's what he did. He actually use it to build the house too, and so that's why this house is so valuable to the family. And so let's hope no grandchildren should ever sell this house, because grandpa, great grandpa, I think I said it 6 times, I'm not even sure, he's gonna come at them. He's like, why I worked so hard for this stuff and you gotta do this? You are a disappointment to the family. You dishonor me. Okay, dang Asians and dishonor, sorry. It's just a thing. I am Asian, and my family is like really big on that honor stuff. And you guys are Asian, you guys know what I'm talking about. But I don't know if other cultures are really big into that. You guys let me know. I just know the Asian culture is really big into that, like the smallest thing, like I don't know, not super small, but like sometimes if you're a girl, like for real, it's like, you dishonor me. But anyways, that's not what this build is about. This build is about great grandpa pirate guy. But anyways, oh my gosh, I'm letting you guys know right now, this kitchen, the colors got changed so many times. Like, I'm not even kidding. The way you guys see the dining room right now is the final, not the final color, but I mean like the dining table and the chairs is kind of it's the final colors that I finally made it. But I changed the rug again, I changed the wall, I changed the flooring, like at the end, I think I go back and show it to you guys, but I probably did it off camera. But I finally changed it to a color I really like. And you guys will see it in the screenshots. I don't know, I just feel like if I don't like it, if I don't feel it, I feel like other people won't like it. Does that make any sense? You have to do something you enjoy and love in order for other people to like it. But the kitchen, oh my gosh, I forgot to talk about this awesome idea I have. So I feel like this family is really rich because they come from old money, that they don't even have to cook for themselves. Of course, they have a maid living in the house and a butler. But anyways, they have a chef that comes in and cook too. So that's why I use that dine out cook thing right there. And it's not just for an everyday thing. Like, that's why it's facing out into the ballroom, because I feel like they use that and they cook, and they could serve the guests. So I guess that's why I put those doors there. Because I don't feel like having all them guests gathering up in the kitchen and sitting at the table and stuff when there's a party going on in the ballroom. So I put up those doors so I could just lock the doors so people can't go into the kitchen and mess up the kitchen and all that jazz. So the chef would just be in the kitchen cooking. Does that make any sense to you guys? I hope that makes sense to you guys. So that was why I put that kitchen area or the dine out area right there. And if you don't have dine out, it's fine. If when you download this house, that will disappear. But you can just change it to a stove or something. It doesn't have to be super fancy like I had there, where there's an open window where the people can serve you, and you could just leave your kitchen open and your people could just serve them. But yeah, I decided to do it that way because I thought it was more awesome that way. I actually put seating area in this place too. It's just so they don't go and sit in the living room or try to get into the kitchen, because I'm gonna lock the kitchen. So they don't try to go in that place, and so they just stay in this room right here, because this is where the party's at. Like, if it was real people, they would stay where the party's at, but it's the Sims 4, and the Sims, they go anywhere and everywhere you don't want them to, so you have to lock the doors so they don't do stupid stuff like that. But anyways, I decided to use these lighting because I didn't want this room too bright. I just wanted like kind of dim, because it is the party room and you just kind of want it darker, so you can have your parties and your fun and all that crazy jazz. Hell, you can even kiss whoever. Make sure it's not your brother, your sister, your mom, or your dad. Well, you can kind of kiss them, but not that way in the dark. Anyways, that's just, yeah, no. But anyways, here I decided to put seatings over here in this corner. It's because, I always find that there's always this person that comes to a party and doesn't really want to dance, or is too shy and stuff and want to hide. So that's why I have a spot like that over here, is so they could just go and be with themselves or hide and be on their phone and whatever else. And that's why there is a spot like that. As when you guys are like, whoa, if you're gonna be like that, then why you go to a party? Because you want to go and have fun, you want to meet people, but then you get too shy once you get there because nobody's talking to you, so you go and hide. So I just thought it would be good to have a place like that just for them. As you guys can see, that dance room was like so modern, right? And then the whole house is not even that modern, is because like I said, The Sims doesn't have a ballroom place. So I just decided to use all that stuff in there. It would be cool if the Sims actually have slow dancing, you know what I mean? I was thinking that, I was like, it would be so nice if they have slow dancing, because you could have weddings and have slow dances, right? But no slow dancing, is just rocking your bottom all the way. But anyways, here I am putting up these lights, and then I realized that these lights did not give out a lot of light, and I did not like them. But I didn't take them out because I thought they still look cute. I actually put a chandelier in here, if you can even call it that. Yeah, it's kind of a candle chandelier. And then here I just put a centerpiece, because every mansion has to have a fancy centerpiece entrance foyer. I think that's how you say that word. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Yeah, in the foyer, when people enter to go into the house, you always have to have it so fancy. So, people are at awe when they see your house. It's just not pretty on the outside, but it's actually pretty on the inside. As soon as you enter, you gotta show off your wealth and everything. Of course, especially if you come from old money, you got it in the bag. And sometimes everybody is after you for your money. But anyways, and then when I was creating this, I just realized, I was like, you have to have a closet, you know what I mean? Like, because there's always a closet space or a room where they put their coats, like when the guests come, even though it doesn't work in the Sims 4, but I just decided to do it anyways because it just feels more real. Does that make any sense? Like, you have to have a closet place, and usually you hire somebody for like a coat hanger boy or something, and so when your guests come to the parties, you can they could take their coat and stuff and put them away, and then when they're getting ready to leave, they could bring that back, like the butler or whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys watch enough movies. I am not rich or anything, so I don't know how it's super work, but I just seen a lot of movies, and that's just the ideas I have. And then this bathroom, because the counters, a lot of the counters are just it seems more modern than anything, so I just try to make it work here. It was kind of hard, but then I just decided to go with whatever I can do. So this bathroom is kind of like modern more than old style or classic, traditional. Not traditional, I wouldn't say traditional, it's probably more classic to vintage, but this bathroom is just kind of more classic instead of modern, and you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know. But anyway, so I'm just going back here, putting the doors on all the rooms. Just make sure, because you don't want a house with a different door from all the other doors, unless you're the queen of the house and you want your door to stand out, they can kind of see, but still. And then here I just realized that I still have my room upstairs that I never made a stair up there for, so I just went ahead and put a stair up there. That is where, because if you guys know, this house is by the cliff. It's where Grandpa decided to land his ship and build his house here. So that is why there is that place there. It used to be the lookout. It used to be the lookout top. It used to be on the top, and it used to be for lookout, where he put a strong man up there and have lookout, and he used to have weapons in this house, because the man's been at sea for a long time, and he's been in a lot of wars and stuff, and that's why he built the house like this. But so the family now, since it's been so many generations, the family decided to use that upstairs for the entertainment room. Like, it's just where the family goes and watch TV and all that jazz. But I didn't build it in this yet. I will build it in the next part, because we are gonna go to the library. Yep. Of course, every mansion, I think mansions with libraries are awesome, just like Beauty and the Beast. Anyways, so yeah, because you want your kids to study, you want them to become smart, you want them to take the family business so they can go and do stuff, and they can take over the family business, so you don't lose your money, because it's own money, and your family's worked hard in the business. You've come a long way to get where you are, so you don't want to lose it, so you want to keep it in the family, even though your kids are gonna become stubborn and lose it all. I'm just kidding, I hope they won't. And then I just decided to go back around the house and put curtains up, because I feel like it makes the house look more nice, especially in the living room right here. You guys can see that I've just put up these curtains, and I just feel like it finished the house. Like, it makes it look really nice. And so yeah, even foyer, I feel like it's just so much nicer to have curtains. Like, it gives us a nice finish to the house, you know what I mean? Instead of, because there's not enough paintings in the sense for to have so much paintings. And yeah, so I was like, curtains, because I've seen a lot of pictures. If you don't have good ideas to build and stuff, you just go ahead and look it up online, and it just gives you ideas and all that. And I watch a lot of movies, so yeah, curtains makes it look really nice. And so I was just like, I'm gonna put curtains. And I was thinking about putting curtains all around the library, but then I decided not to, because I was like, well, I have to put bookshelves in there. If I put curtains all around the library, then what am I gonna do with the bookshelves? But yeah, and then I had to move the bookshelf, because fireplace. Hello, yeah, we need a fireplace. Yep. Because I thought it would be nice to read a book by the fire. It's nice. Don't you guys think? Like, have you guys ever done that? I have. It is so nice. Like, it's so cozy, and you can just fall asleep, especially on rainy days. Oh my gosh. And reading already put me to sleep already, but reading and rainy days by the fire, it's just so nice. It's so relaxing. You have your hot cocoa sitting next to you, and you're just reading. Yep. And I figure that in this library, it probably has like Grandpa's journeys and stuff, so the kids could go read his journey at sea and how he came to be and all that stuff. And then we just kind of modernize it and put some computers in here, because you want the kids to be able to know how to use a computer when they get out there, because the business world is going into technology, of course. And then I just went and put those pictures, kind of like, those brown pictures, is because those brown pictures, it was just kind of remind me that, like, it's kind of olden, like the olden days. So I just thought that could kind of represent great grandpa's pictures, like the pictures he took or got it painted on his adventures and stuff. And this was his typewriter that he used to write his stories, so we had to display it in the library like that. I just thought that was a good idea, and I thought nobody is ever so neat, so I let the library be a little bit messy. So I just threw those books there, and the tissue box, of course everybody needs tissues. So the library is okay to be like this because the kids come and go in here all the time. And yes, they have a librarian. Which rich person, if you own like a lot of stuff, and you are just basically rich. You know what I'm saying? Who doesn't want a librarian to take care of your library? For reals? I would. For reals. And I would just say that he's kind of like a nutty professor, sort of, in a way. So his desk is kind of cluttered because he's trying to do a whole bunch of research and trying to figure things out. So his desk is just really cluttered like that. And I just imagine that he used to be an architect. So that's why I have it like that. That's why there's a map in the library too. Yeah, so this is coming to an end now, guys. Sorry I talked so much, talked your ear out, but I hope you guys like this screenshot, and I will talk to you guys all later. Builds come out every Friday night, so you guys have a good day, good night, wherever you guys live in the world, and bye.